Hi creators, it's Doro Kiley here again with CreationCoach.com, and I'm back from my walk. Um, Here's a couple things I found today. It's interesting because you just look at these. Here's spotted water hemlock, and on this side is hug peanut. Now these just look like regular old, little bushy things out there, but the water hemlock, is extremely poisonous. I think it was Socrates was poisoned famously by water hemlock. Well, was it water hemlock? There's two kinds of hemlocks, but they're both equally poisonous. They're lethal, and they grow around water. This one does. The other one over here is hog peanut, and this I haven't done it myself, but you can dig these up and actually get peanuts. But I'll have to try that. And as you can see, the leaves are getting a little spotted and brown. So these are the first signs of autumn already. In fact, today was the first day this whole summer since it got warm that I had to wear a sweater. So yeah, round and round we go. Seasons are changing. So today's talk, I thought it would be interesting to put together the way we are training artificial intelligence and couple that with the way we are training our energy. And so I'll be putting two links below. One is by Ben Goertzel, and if you haven't heard of him, he's my favorite all-time crazy wild scientist. He is he's a scientist. Okay, let's see. He's a cognitive scientist, artificial intelligence researcher, and he pretty much spearheads a lot of the progress and the whole direction that we're moving in artificial intelligence. He's an incredible influence on that. And so what I want to talk about so I'll share that below. We're going into some strange times. But the other thing that is steering this is our clicks. We are the ones that are training artificial intelligence, which is going to probably take over everybody's life in many ways. Hopefully not every way, but it's going more and more into a very profound future, and nobody can really tell where it's going. But, right at the beginning, when something is just starting to happen, that's the time when there is the potential for real steering which way it's going to go. If you're on a trajectory this way, it's going to be hard to turn it around. But I think we are just at the beginning of we could go any which way. And we are unconsciously training artificial intelligence with our clicks and our views and our likes. And we are driving it in a certain direction. And I would like to say, are we sure that's the way we want to go? I think we really need to look at that. There's there's a saying that, well, I'll give you an example. You take a scientist, and he comes to the problem solving table, and he says, "I figured out what to do with all garbage in the world." And the great CEO says, "Oh, what can we do?" And he said, "We'll just throw it all in the ocean." And the CEO says, "Can we do that?" And says, "Sure, we could do that." Nobody's asking, is it the right thing? Is it the right thing? Yes, we can do it. We can do anything. And right now, we are just using all of this creative potential to create unconscious chaos, is what I'll call it. So how do we're basically driving the car and we're asleep at the wheel. So my my message is let's wake up and see where we're going and make a confirmed decision about a direction that, we would prefer. And I'm not saying everybody's going to be on the same page. I mean, we have going on, 8 billion different perspectives in the world. So we're not going to, get 100% of anything. But I think even 20% of people awake at the wheel have enough influence to make sure we're going in the direction that we would like to go in. So what would that mean? How do you do that? So AI is being trained by our clicks, our purchases, our viewing preferences, our purchases. I mean, it's just all of it. Everything we're doing through these control panels is training artificial intelligence. And so my feeling is maybe first of all, we need to be mindful of that. If I click on this, whatever it is, consistently, it's telling AI that this is what I really want to see. Now, that can go down lots of rabbit holes like, well, what if there is a threat of World War III? So everybody's clicking, feeding that direction, giving that attention. And where your attention goes, the old saying, where your attention goes, energy flows, and that is what creates the next reality. Oh, it's a big subject. But, I think what we need to do is kind of, when we click or view or anything, we're all addicted. So that's not what, I mean, I would like for us to just suddenly not be addicted, but what would that look like? Let's talk. I don't know. But I'm remembering, this just came up in my imagination or my memory, back, I don't know how long ago it was, decades ago. I remember it was a big thing. It was a fad. I think it was when cell phones started to come out. People created this place or this forum, and they would get together and they would say, hey, everybody, at 3:00, if you live in New York City, let's all meet up out on the street and dance for 2 minutes. And they'd set a time, and all these strangers who never met each other, you could look out on the streets in New York and suddenly doors would open and all these people would be coming out on the streets doing a little jig for 2 minutes and then go back in their house. I don't know why that comes up, but I'm thinking we can use this communication to do anything. What if we had, I think they were called spontaneous meetups, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe we can start to steer the artificial intelligence by spontaneously, having a meetup, consistently rotating around the planet, or maybe we can have a spontaneous meet down, everybody, for 5 minutes, we're just going to close out our control panels, shut down. I mean, I don't know. I'm in creative mode and I need other brains to powwow with. How do we take control and gently steer this? And I think the earlier we get going on this, the better outcome we will have. I believe that we are kind of going into a state of entropy. And what it brings up in my mind is, and I'll post it here, this is what some people call a penny funnel. And you put your penny in and it starts to go around, big circles, around and around and around. And as it gets closer to the center, it starts going faster until, it's going zip, 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 and then it plops in to the barrel down below. So this is what comes to my mind when I'm thinking about what have we been experiencing, maybe since since the internet happened, back, however, I guess it's been here a long time with the military. But for public, I think it's really started coming in the 90s, in the early 90s. So from that time, it was like, oh, everybody's getting online. And now we can talk. And now we're learning things and we're seeing who's out there. And now we're doing this. And now we have this. And now we have more information and more and more and more and more. We got everything. We have it all. And what are we going to do when we go through that? Now, this is where it gets interesting. For me, these states of entropy, they come at the end of every age. And age is, according to astrological, predictions and calendars, you can see that an age, and I'm not good at this at all. I think it's around 2,000, 400 years. But after every 2,000, 300 or 400 years, we go into a decline astrologically. The Pisces age is moving out. It's fading away, and the Aquarian age is coming in. So it's a time of entropy, and then that's going to be the next experience. And we can either live through this entropy stage or not. And that's what I'm kind of trying to that's my goal, that's my wish, I'll call it a wish, is that as we go through this, that we will actually come out more beautiful. And I think in terms of a butterfly, and I use this all the time, and it's in my logo, there is this stage where the caterpillar goes into its cocoon and spins itself into this tight little chrysalis, and it turns into jelly. It goes through this entropy stage and just turns into mush. And then it begins to reform, and it becomes a completely different thing. But nature has it all nicely programmed so that as it goes through its entropy, it already knows what it's going to become. And, maybe somebody out there sees so far in the future that they know exactly where we're going. And I think that we have infinite parallel reality potentials out there that we can move towards. The way I see it is all possible experiences already exist in some parallel reality. Like in the ocean, every water molecule already exists. And the question is, where are you in the ocean? We're being pulled along into this tidal wave. I don't know. My images are so perplexing, but I feel like we're going through a tunnel, and we want to know what's going to come out on the other side. That's what I like to think, and it may not resonate with anybody, but I strongly feel that we are going into entropy, kind of like the flowers, petals are falling off the flower, and we don't know what kind of fruit we are going to become. And because we have these amazing minds, I believe we actually can choose and influence what kind of fruit is going to be born on the other side. So we're in free fall. So the other thing that I wanted to share down below is, as we are in free fall, and I believe that free fall is an awakening process. It's like we just fell out of an airplane. We are scrambling for a parachute, and we've discovered that we have no parachute, and we're falling, and there's just this panic, and oh my God, now what? And we're waking up and looking around, and then eventually we begin to realize we're never going to hit ground. We're just falling, and we're just a molecule of water going through the ocean. And because we have some self-will and willpower and free will, we can actually, I think, choose which way we want to go. And it's much easier if we go with a group where two or more follow. You can actually steer it. I know that's very, very abstract, but I'm going to follow up with the last video is by Tara Brach, and she is doing a very short guided meditation here. And this one is called Entraining with Positive States of Heart and Mind. So with the artificial intelligence, we are training the artificial intelligence with our clicks and all of that. And through this kind of meditation that Tara Brach is going to do in this video, it's a practice of entraining the heart so that the energy is not down in the fear, survival, anxiety, depression energy. Because we are going into free fall, there's going to be a lot of confusion, not sure what do we do. People might be getting afraid. So how do we entrain the heart to keep the energy up here so that we can be available for each other? So with that, yeah, I should have thought of a good question today. Maybe I'll tack it on to the description below. So this is a good way to see how things are working together. Training the heart and training artificial intelligence. That's, I think, an important step in the right direction if we want this process to be a little smoother. So, and with that, you stay creative. Hi creators, it's Doro Kiley with CreationCoach.com, and I'm on a mission to improve this world through you. If you get anything through these videos, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay creative.